how far with the state of the nation economy?
I'm sad to report that the state of our nation is not good.
Hey, Mr. President, what happened?
Our economy is in crisis.
Jesus Christ. Then let's give it to Christ to manage the crisis.
And our people are suffering unprecedented hardships.
Now that you talk the truth, so what next?
It is not my style to lament and shift blame when confronted with challenges.
You see, saying minority, they laugh at you, Mr. President.
It's not my style to lament and shift blame when confronted with challenges.
Change the topic and let's confuse them, else yahoo.
My approach is to accept challenges
better, why?
And work hard to resolve them.
Now, kasa.
Indeed, this is precisely what the people of Ghana elected me to do. I have therefore not come here to lament on the state of our country. Yesterday, February 26, 2025, marks exactly 10 years since I stood in this chamber at this very spot to declare my determination to fix Doomsaw.
Okay, that was bold decision. So what happened?
Mr. Speaker, I fixed it.
Yeah, like seriously?
I fixed it.
They didn't say there is something wrong. My breakdown, kakra.
I promised to fix it, and I did.
Wow, and you did.
And I did.
Throw more light to justify yourself.
And I wish to place firmly on record that from January 2016 until I handed over the administration of this country on January 7, 2017, there was no power rationing or load management in Ghana.
Wow, don't come for saying. Let the background be background. What else should we expect from you?
Today, inspired by the Almighty God and propelled by the massive mandate given to me by the good people of Ghana.
Hey, the English is English in us. Go straight to the point.
I am moved to make a similar purposeful and bold declaration.
Declaration is saying
that I, John Dramani Mahama,
now when a declaration, I
will fix the economic crisis confronting our country.
Wow. They didn't say and reset
it on a path of growth and prosperity.
How can you achieve this agenda? Simple and short.
My government, working with you and every Ghanaian, will solve the challenges because we have developed the plan with our people's support.
Wow. Then well done for also having the ordinary in mind to also contribute their quota to the achievement. And furthermore, this was the important part when it comes to the economy. President John Mahama dissect into the cocoa sector and the ECG sector. For how they compounded a whole lot of debt due to some one or two things that they didn't do well. Cocoa sector over 32 billion, and also the electricity they own 60 plus billion. All right, let's go fast forward. He will give us all the details and how some people play negligence that will cause this country to suffocate in the near future. All right, so when you are subscribed, now turn on the notification bell to be part of this wonderful family.
It is common knowledge that our economy is in dire straits, which is putting it mildly, because an initial assessment of the books we have discovered that our economic problems are much deeper than was previously known. We have inherited a country that is broken on many fronts. The profundities of the challenges confronting us are staggering. We are saddled with staggering debts and glaring signs of almost deliberate and in some cases reckless mismanagement of our resources. Mr. Speaker, not even the restraints of an IMF program were enough for the previous economic managers to exercise prudence in managing our finances. After setting an inflation target of 18% by the end of 2024, the actual outturn was 23.8%, significantly higher than the threshold agreed with the IMF. The Ghana cedi continued its downward slide, losing 19% of its value against the dollar in 2024. it had already in the previous year lost 27.8% of its value. In addition to the public debt, which amounts to a staggering 721 billion cedis, several state-owned enterprises are also in debt, including the ECG, which owes 68 billion Ghana cedis. Ghana Cocoa.
Hi guys, my name is Adina Thembi and you're watching GH Celebrity News. Stay tuned.
Board. The hope of cocoa farmers is also highly indebted. Its balance sheet indicates a total debt of 32.5 billion Ghana cedis, of which 9.7 billion is due to be paid at the end of September 2025. In 2023-2024 crop season, Cocoa Board was unable to supply 333,767 metric tons of cocoa, which it had sold at $2,600 per ton. As a result, the then management of Cocoa Board rolled over these contracts into the 2024-2025 season. Honorable members, Mr. Speaker, this implies that for every ton of cocoa delivered this year, in fulfillment of the rollover contracts, Cocoa Board and Ghanaian farmers are going to lose $4,000 in revenue. Mr. Speaker, as I address this Honorable House, Cocoa Board has supplied 210,000 tons out of the rolled over contract, resulting in a revenue loss of $840 million for both Cocoa Board and the Ghanaian farmer. Mr. Speaker, Cocoa Board and the Ghanaian farmer will lose another $495 million by the time the board finishes supplying the remaining rolled over contracts. Additionally, Cocoa Road commitments alone total 21.7 billion cedis, of which only 4.4 billion is included in the total debt of 32.5 billion. This debt has arisen mainly because of the decision in 2019 and 2020 to award road contracts worth over $1 billion because of the election. Mr. Speaker, the energy sector faces significant financial challenges, primarily due to collection and system losses, non-compliance with the cash waterfall mechanism, and legacy debts. The financing shortfall has risen considerably to approximately $2.2 billion, or 34 billion Ghana cedis for 2025. And urgent measures will be needed to reduce it to sustainable levels and ultimately eliminate it. The financial sector continues to struggle despite the reportedly spending of 29.9 billion on the financial sector cleanup exercise up to date. Scant reserves were also left for debt servicing, despite implementing what may be considered the most severe and distressing economic policy in the annals of the Fourth Republic, if not in the entirety of our nation's history. And I'm referring to the domestic debt exchange program. This is in stark contrast to our actions in 2017 before we left office, when we allocated $250 million to the sinking fund handed over to the incoming government to service debts, Ghana's debts. There have been claims that buffers were left for debt repayment, oncoming debt repayment this year. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me give you the statement of account for the debt service reserve account, which is also popularly referred to as the sinking fund. This fund shows a balance of only $64,000 in the dollar account, $64,000 in the dollar account, and 143 million Ghana cedis in the CD account. The repercussions of the accumulation of debt and economic mismanagement will require extensive work and sacrifice to repair. In the next 4 years, to put things in context for you, Mr. Speaker, In the next 4 years, our debt servicing will amount to 280 billion cedis. And this comprises of 150 billion for domestic debt and 130 billion in external debt servicing. Our catastrophic debt position has also severely impacted infrastructural projects that should have been completed. Currently, there are 55 stalled projects due to the default of debt and subsequent restructuring, with a total value of $2.95 billion not disbursed. The stalling of these projects is expected to result in a cost overrun of about 15 billion cedis. Mr. Speaker, notwithstanding this gloomy background, I remain committed to leading this government and taking every necessary step to reset our economy, getting things back on track, and working with the good people of our country to build the Ghana we want.
Abusafo, this is too deep. Debt upon debt. It's so serious, man. Anyway, this shows how the previous government mismanaged the economy. When we used to cry, they said no. Well, this is where it has gotten us to. Alright, so anyway, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. We will bring further more things spoken by the president of the land, John Mahama. Alright, so anyway, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I am a song for Zazie, aka you be the head. Me that's see. Pia.
Hi, wonderful people. My name is Akuma Mama Zimbi, and I love to read and listen to GH Celebrating News. Me that's it.